Hello everyone, a warm welcome to my Champions League summer tournament predictions. So this summer we've had a bit of a changed format, let's say, for the Champions League, and we've just had the draw a couple of hours ago from my recording, and it's been very interesting to see what people have been saying over Twitter about the draw and stuff. So I thought I'd give it a go myself and tell you all how I'm feeling about the draw and how I think the teams are going to progress through the tournament, who will be in Lisbon for the final at the Estadio da Luz on the 23rd of August. So we're going to start off, of course, with the round of 16 ties. Tottenham lost out to Leipzig 4-0 on aggregate. Atletico Madrid beat Liverpool, the champions, on extra time 4-2. It was a very good result for them. Atalanta beat Valencia 8-4 in the light of the pandemic in Italy. It wasn't the greatest of times for them as it just came straight after it. PSG beat Dortmund. Brilliant tie over in Paris in the second leg to turn around a 2-1 deficit to win 3-2 on aggregate. They go through. Real Madrid play Manchester City in their second leg. Man City definitely deserved to come on top in their first round of 16 tie at the Santiago Bernabeu. 2-1 to City. I have a feeling that so this is the first kind of tie that's not had a second leg yet. So I think City have a good chance of going through. They know what's at stake. Definitely after their CAS ban, they're not going to know sometime, I think, this week, next week, I think. And I think City can definitely do some damage on Real Madrid again. They're going to be playing at the Etihad, I believe. So I think they're playing at the Etihad. Probably comment down below if I'm wrong. Please do clarify that for me. But I think City are going to be definitely into that quarterfinals very, very easily, and they could be dominant down this lower bracket. But anyway, on to the next tie, Lyon Juventus. Now Lyon had a very, very good game out at Stade. I can't remember the stadium, but Groupama Arena, that's the one. And they came out 1-0 winners. Frustrated Ronaldo and Dybala and Pjanic, and I think Lyon have a very good chance of regressing as well. Now Juventus, of course, there's going to be some. They've got Ronaldo and they've got Dybala and they've got all these strong players, but Lyon, they've kind of been a surprise, and it'd be a very big surprise if they were to get through to the quarterfinals and dominate Juventus, because Juventus do have home advantage, but of course, I think Lyon did play with fans. That's going to be a big disadvantage in a way if Juventus do. I don't think they are going to have fans, or UEFA's ruled against it. So 1-0 to Lyon. I have a feeling Lyon could just edge it. They could go to penalties. It could go to extra time. But Lyon, I have a feeling, could edge this one. On to the next time. Napoli-Barcelona, the second Italian team, or the third Italian team in the round of 16. Napoli, of course, held Barcelona to a 1-1 draw at Stadio, I think it's Olimpico. I think they have Napoli at the Olimpico. No, Sao Paulo. That's Sao Paulo, yes. And Barcelona, definitely a side also to watch. They haven't been in great form under Quique Setien in La Liga recently. They bottled the title to Real Madrid in a way over in Spain. But I think Barcelona, it could regain their form by August. It all depends. But Napoli, of course, they've won the Coppa Italia against Juventus. They've shown this year that they can beat the big side. So hopefully for them, they can beat Barcelona and overturn it at the Camp Nou in a couple of weeks' time. But all depends on how Barcelona are in their form and things like that. But overall, I have a feeling that Barcelona could just edge this one. It'll be very interesting to see how Barcelona approach this game, and hopefully they will. Now, the big one, the second English side. The second English side still in this competition. Chelsea versus Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich definitely have the advantage going to this one. They've got a 3-0 lead, or 3 away goals, and they were fantastic at Stamford Bridge. I remember watching the game with, I think it was, I remember his name, Alphonso Davies, that's the one. Really ripping apart the Chelsea defence. Bit inexperienced. Chelsea, I think, they'll have all the Premier League experience. Bayern will be a bit out of season because their season has just finished over in Germany because they had started earlier than some of the leagues. So in a way, they could be a bit like PSG, and also Lyon as well. I'll talk about the French leagues in a minute when we get onto PSG. But Bayern could be out of form a bit. Chelsea, they're looking to pick up their form. They're currently in the top 4 of the Premier League, and definitely in the race and the hunt for next season's Champions League as well. Definitely in pole position for that 3rd spot. But that being said, who knows what can happen in that tie? But I think Bayern might go through into the quarterfinals. Okay, on to the quarterfinals now. RB Leipzig, first-time quarterfinalist for the German club, and they're going to be taking on Atletico Madrid, who beat Liverpool in the previous round. Now, of course, all the quarterfinals onwards are single-leg ties, so they're not going to have away goals. This is proper kind of going to be like domestic-style cup football. So, Leipzig, they're not going to have Timo Werner. So, Timo Werner has been one of the main strikers this season, and definitely Timo Werner has been one of those that have been instrumental in that team. But I think Leipzig, they've definitely got a chance against Atletico, definitely. But I have a feeling Atletico might take this one and edge it. They're going to have the form still because the Spanish league will end later. Oh, pardon me. Later on in the week, or later on in the month. And then, of course, Leipzig have already had their season end along with Bayern, so they may be out of form and out of season, I like to call it. So, proceeding to the semi-finals, in my opinion, Atletico Madrid, definitely for them. On now to Atalanta versus Paris Saint-Germain. PSG, I definitely think Atalanta got unlucky in this draw. PSG are definitely there in pole position. But, as I was saying a minute, I'll bring on my point now. So Lyon and PSG are two sides who I think are going to struggle in this Champions League knockout tournament, or this mini tournament, mainly because their entire league, so Liga, Lyon were highly opposed to this, and PSG have already been named champions of France. So they've won Liga, and they've got the trophy. They've done everything they've needed to do. So there's going to be no restart for Liga. So PSG, their only fixtures left this year for this season are going to be the Champions League. So they've got a possibility of 3 games. So PSG, Atalanta could go in and surprise them. It's all dependent on what happens. But Atalanta, I have a feeling PSG may edge it, but it's going to be an extra time or penalty shootout, perhaps. Very, very interesting to see what happens in that game, but definitely exciting. Atalanta are definitely one of the sides, or one of the competition's hot tickets, and I think definitely there could be something that happens with Atalanta potentially going through. Who knows? But PSG, I think, may go through to the semis on this one and face Atletico Madrid. Right, on to the second quarterfinal. So I said Man City and Juventus or Lyon. I think I'm going to make a definitive decision on the second round of 16 between Lyon and Juventus. I'm going to say Lyon because of their first tie, or the first round tie, and they've got them definitely. So it's going to be a Lyon versus Manchester City. Now, Lyon and Man City, they played a few years ago in the Champions League, I think, and Lyon did beat Man City. So there is definitely potential for them to do so. But Man City are definitely in the stronger side right now. They've had good performances in the Premier League. Of course, there was the only blip where they lost out to Chelsea. Chelsea with that Willian penalty that lost them the title on that night to Liverpool. But I think Man City, with the momentum they've got, with the cast ban, with everything, they'll definitely come out on top in that quarter-final. Definitely, for sure. Right, on to the next quarter-final. Barcelona-Bayern Munich. Of course, a repeat of the 2015 semi-final tie, I believe, where Pep's Bayern Munich went up against Barcelona. MSN, brilliant. Barcelona haven't been in the greatest of form, but I'm going to go with Bayern Munich for this one, because Bayern have been in a great form, and I think Barcelona are just out of touch nowadays. They've not got the right stuff there. That means that they need to have. They've not got the kind of like setup in a way as a team to really challenge for the Champions League these days. So Bayern Munich, in my opinion, definitely going to go through to the semi-finals on this one. Anyway, on to the semi-finals now. Atletico Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain. I think PSG could edge Atletico, but Atletico, of course, they've taken down the champions of England, and PSG are definitely, well, they've been on level with Liverpool. Liverpool and PSG, they've had come to blows. They were in the last season's Champions League group stage paired together. So I think Atletico they could edge it and reach the final. But PSG, it's all there for PSG to take it. I would be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised actually if PSG went through to the final on this occasion, because they've actually had a very, very good draw. So it's difficult. Atletico, PSG is. I'm going to say Atletico Madrid may go through because of their form, and they'll be up to scratch with their football. So Atletico Madrid go through to the final on this one for me. I definitely think so. 100%. I 100% think that. Okay, on to the second semi-final. Manchester City, Bayern Munich. Now, this game would be very interesting. Of course, with Man City, Bayern Munich, there's a bit of a transfer saga going on about it. Leroy Sané recently joined Bayern for a very, very good fee, about 50 million. So I think Man City could maybe want to have like a last dance with Sané, and show Bayern that this guy's joining a club. He's only going to make your team better. But Bayern have the credibility to go to a final. Definitely have the credibility to go to a final. But Man City, I think, may have the edge on this one. Pep's got his team really, really in good control in the Champions League this season. So I think Man City semi-final winners against Bayern Munich, definitely, 100%. And they will go through onto the final on the 23rd of August. Atletico Madrid versus Manchester City. Now, I don't want to make because everyone knows I support Man United, and I would hate to see, and you'd all probably think I'd hate to see Man City win the Champions League. If I was being a biased man on this video, I would say Atletico Madrid are going to win the Champions League because I'm a Man United fan and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to say that. I have a feeling that if City got to the final, they would definitely go and have a go at it. And they'd probably go out and run out winners, perhaps, against Atletico Madrid. But of course, Atletico Madrid, they know that they know how to defeat English sides, Liverpool, mainly Liverpool in that instance. So, who knows? I think I'm going to leave it to the comments. Who do you think is going to win the 2020 Champions League? I think it's going to be City, Man City. From a personal opinion, I think it will be Man City. But, of course, Atletico Madrid's also there, and I think they have a very good chance of winning it as well. So, that's it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been interesting to talk about the Champions League. I'm now about to go and do the Europa League, which is going to be very interesting as well. Hopefully, there'll be something interesting there. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this channel. It's really important you share, because I really wanted to go out to the world, and share everyone's love of football. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.